Hey, Mr. Possum!
Hey, Big Howell.
I heard you got baked into a pie this week.
Yes, I did.
How was that?
It didn't go well.
What happened?
Didn't care for it. Well, I was minding my own the other day, and I was following one of them breadcrumb trails.
You were following a breadcrumb trail.
Yeah.
You come across a lot of those?
Yeah, I do.
Interesting.
It isn't?
It's interesting to
Is
me.
it? It's the least interesting part of the story, Big Howell.
I've just never come across a breadcrumb trail once in my life.
Alright.
It's just never happened.
Well, are you looking for one?
No.
Well, that's why, dummy. You gotta look for 'em. I hunt 'em down. See, that's good bread left to spoil.
Where do you find these breadcrumb trails, Mr. Possum?
Well, usually they start just outside the Enchanted Woods.
So are children dropping these trails of breadcrumbs to try to get back out of the Enchanted Woods, you think?
Yeah, I mean, usually at the end of the breadcrumb trail, there's a pair of frightened and lost children,
Uh-huh.
looking like all kinds of a snack for the various dangers of the Enchanted Forest.
And you've eaten their way back out of the Enchanted Forest, Mr. Possum.
Well, that's nature for you, Big Al. Don't trifle with it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, this time there weren't no frightened pair of German children or whatever. This time the breadcrumbs led me to a large tree with 3 elves.
Large tree with elves, huh?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like the Keebler elves?
Oh, you know 'em.
I know of the fictional Keebler elf cookie mascots. Ernie and Elmer and Buckets and all them.
Buckets. Yeah, that's them. They got a kitchen in the tree up there. That's their cook room.
So were they making like some fudge rounds or something, Mr. Possum?
No, they was sitting on some mushrooms, puffing on this big water bong. They was getting lit off that loud, Big Al. They was chewing.
They was chewing, Mr.
Yeah.
Possum. So the Keebler elves smoke weed, Mr. Possum.
Yeah, dumbass. You think these crazy elves don't smoke weed? You think they hop into some kind of tree somewhere and bake up fudge cookies with their own faces on them? Of course they're high.
I've never thought about it before, but I suppose making cookies that are the size of you that have your face on them, that does imply that you are high.
And the weird thing, it makes them mean.
What, smoking weed makes them mean?
Yeah, they were mean. They started being mean to me right away. They was like, look at this stupid old possum. I bet he's too dumb to climb up in this big old pie crust we got here.
And what'd you do, Mr. Possum?
I can't just let him say that. I had to get into that pie.
Right.
And then they was like, I bet he's too stupid to douse himself in sugar and spices.
Mm-hmm. So I suppose you did that as well.
Yeah. And then they was like, I bet he won't eat all these apples, stuff himself with them, get in the center of our delicious pie. I bet he's too much of a coward.
Right, famously how pies are made. You stuff a possum with apples and you stick them in the middle of the pie.
And then they're like, no way this stupid asshole's smart enough to light up the fire under this pie to get it cooking.
Mm-hmm.
So I lit a match and I got it cooking.
Uh-huh.
Then they started talking about how to top the pie. They was like, I wonder if he's too dumb to make a lattice crust for the top. I wonder if he'll just have to be a tart.
Uh-huh. So a pie or a tart, depending on the crust, of course. And what'd you say to that, Mr. Possum?
I said, boys, if you ate all them apples and was sitting on top of this warm fire, you'd also be tart. Toot toot.
Toot toot.